So hello everyone, second video hopefully on my new channel. I've managed to put a subscribe button on. Took me a little while to figure it out, but I've done that, so be grateful for anyone watching this that you please subscribe. That'd be great. Okay, so I said in my first video that I was diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic in December 2023 as a 61-year-old adult, which is quite unusual, or appeared to be quite unusual at that time. But I have come across other people that have been diagnosed as a type 1 later on. As an older adult. I was on holiday in Costa Rica. I felt fairly okay before I went. A few days in, started to become unwell, really struggled breathing, walking, on a small group tour. Tour guide, when I started throwing up, tour guide decided, oh, actually, we need to take you to hospital. So off we trots in a truckload of people. I think there were 16 other people on the tour at the time. But anyway, off to hospital. Literally, as soon as gone through the doors, within 20 minutes, I was hooked up on drips and everything. All my veins had collapsed, 17 litres of fluids I needed, and they turned around and said, "You're diabetic." No, I'm not. Yes, you are. And so that was me being diagnosed as a type 1. Costa Rica, I don't speak English. I don't speak Spanish. They don't speak English. So there was a bit of a language problem. And they were supposed to teach me how to use insulin. And that never happened. 5 days later, I was discharged. By then I was a lot better. But over the next few days, I started to gradually go downhill and got back to the UK. And 2 days later, I was back in hospital. 10 hours before I was actually seen, but they did see me very quickly. And yes, I was officially diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic, insulin dependent, now for life. And what happened then while I was in hospital, again I was in hospital for another 5 days. Dietitian came to see me, asked me about my diet. Now, prior to being diagnosed, I had been probably class myself as being keto, maybe not fully keto, but I was certainly low carb. No, 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 no. You need to be eating 5 small meals a day. You need to be eating a lot more carbs and sugars. And well, I was all new to this. I didn't really understand the implications of being a type 1 diabetic or anything else. And apparently, under NHS guidelines, as a type 1 diabetic, you can eat absolutely anything you like. You just need to take the insulin to counteract it. So when I was discharged, I tried. Oh, I tried. So I increased my carb intake. I tried to eat lots of small meals. It was a horrendous roller coaster, absolutely horrendous. So what happens is you eat, your blood sugar spikes high, and you have to take the insulin to counteract that. And you then go dropping down low, and it was forever up, down, up, down. It was horrendous. So I thought, I can't cope with this. I run my own business. What am I going to do? So I did some research and came across Dr. Bernstein over in America, who's now sadly passed away. I think he was in his 90s. But he'd done a book. He had been treating type 1 diabetics for over 40 years, him being a type 1 himself, I believe, and with a very low carb or carnivore diet. So 2 years now, well, just over 2 years, I changed my diet to carnivore, and I literally eat red meat, mostly fatty red meat, ribeye, anything that's got a higher fat content. Eggs, I eat loads and loads of eggs. I eat butter, I cook with butter, and I eat cheese, basically. And that is my diet, and it has been now for over 2 years. And I have felt the best that I have felt for donkey's years, literally. Best I have felt for donkey's years. And my doctor and my diabetes consultant for the NHS hate it, absolutely hate it. But I control my blood sugars a lot better. I still have to take insulin, but to give you an example, when I was first diagnosed, so I'm on 2 types of insulin, background insulin, which I take once a day, and I take a fast-acting insulin, which I have usually after I've eaten or if I need to do any corrections through the day. But to give you an example, my background insulin, if I was taking 20 units when I was first diagnosed, I take 3.5 units now. So my insulin has dramatically decreased. My sugar levels are kept in check a lot easier. I am more sensitive to feeling if the blood sugar goes high or if my blood sugars go low. But I haven't got all these massive roller coasters. Not having to take as much insulin, I feel, is way better for me. And yeah, so that's it for today. I will try and do 1 or 2 videos per week if I can. I've just sorted out the link, so I'll post that on my Facebook page. Hopefully get a few subscribers. Feel free to ask me questions in the comments if you wish. See you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.